Hey guys, Tony and Peter here. We just played the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, we got a lot of hands-on time, and we had about like a 5-hour event.
It was a pretty long one.
Yeah.
One of the things we played, it's a little bit of a mini game collection. It's called 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, this was the game they showed off last night. It's one of the 2 games that's launching with the system. Well, actually one of the 2 big games, let's say. And it kind of reminded me of something like Wii Sports, right? But it was a little bit more, it was different. It had this meta element to it where you have to stare people in the eyes. So basically it's a collection of games where you use the 2 Joy-Con controllers, and you perform various actions. And like one of the games we played was Gunslinger, which they showed during the presentation, where you literally end up staring someone in the eye, and you wait for this audio cue, and it's a shootout. You wait for that person to pull and shoot, and timing is important, but you also have to make sure your aim is true.
Yeah, so you can end up just shooting into the dirt as opposed to shooting your actual opponent. And the interesting thing when you're staring that opponent down, as you said, is that the TV, which is normally the focus when you're playing a game, is completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
All you're doing is standing there staring down your opponent, right? And waiting for that cue of like, ready, aim, fire.
Yeah. I don't know how many people out there like to stare in the eyes of other folks for extended periods of time, but it's an icebreaker of sorts.
Yeah, it certainly follows into that, hey, break it out at a party with a couple people, see what happens kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Was that your favorite of the bunch?
It's hard to say. I also like the samurai game, which essentially one person is supposed to swing a sword and the other person has to catch it. And so the timing is all up to the person with the sword. You faked me out a couple times and killed me because I couldn't catch it. That one's pretty good. There was also ball count. It's so you hold the controller in one hand and you tilt it, and using the HD rumble feature inside, you can feel sort of like these balls moving around, but you don't know how many are in there. That's the point of the game. You have to guess. So kind of like Price is Right, whoever gets closest to the actual number is declared the winner.
Right, and that's the thing is they talked about the HD rumble as like one of the big features of these new Joy-Cons, and it really is amazing. When you were sitting there rolling it around in your hands, you do feel distinct rumbles or distinct balls in there.
Yeah, it's not like it feels like real, right? But it's different than normal rumble, so it's at least some sort of advancement. I think we played 2 more. We played a table tennis game, which was a bit hard because that's all about, you're literally playing tennis with no visual cues. It's all audio cues. So you have to guess when the ball was bouncing. I found that one a bit difficult to grasp.
Yeah, it was a bit strange in the timing sometimes. And on top of that, there's the standard volley that you can do, but you can also lob, you can also go for like a power shot. So when you do that, the timing changes.
Yeah.
So it's audio cues to begin with, but then when you start messing with the timing of those audio cues, it can be tricky to keep up.
Yeah, but by far the weirdest experiment we played was milk, where you hold the Joy-Cons vertically, and there are 2 buttons, and you have to move your hand up and down and press the buttons like in sequence as though you're milking a cow. And that is literally like the point of the game, is to see who can fill the most glasses with milk. A little bit disturbing, but unusual in a way that's fun, right? Like, I can't think of any other game like that.
All right, well, Peter, thank you very much for joining me. For plenty more Switch coverage, we've got interviews, we've got gameplay clips. Head on over to GameSpot.